I share mine loud and proud.
Okay, we're live. Chad, looks like you're trying not to get noticed by the mob.
Yeah, it's definitely been a hell of a night. I didn't feel comfortable enough to. Well, I didn't really feel comfortable enough to sleep. I guess I just kind of forced myself to, but I didn't get any sleep until like 5 o'clock this morning.
I see that. I didn't go to bed till late either.
Yeah, cop cars just screaming by all night. Ambulances screaming by.
Right.
And then you know the area that I live, Rich. You know the area that I live out by the by the highway here in Lewiston. We got one of those light up LED signs over in the grassy area next to the building. You know, that field. Every so often we'd have some joker come and pull up and stop, put their flashes on and get out and take pictures of it. And, you know, of course, we're sitting there like, what the fuck are you fucking stupid people fucking doing? You trying to get killed? What the hell? But yeah, I guess it's kind of to be expected when, you know, anything really happens. I mean, people got to take pictures, right?
Right, chicken neck. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, then yeah, definitely been exciting for sure, and not in a
Call
good
that
way.
rubbernecking here.
What's that?
Chicken neck is a whole different thing where I come from.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm just saying.
Rubbernecking, whatever.
Rubbernecking, we
Rubber
talk.
chicken.
Yeah.
Rubber chicken.
Yeah, I've heard rubbernecking. Yeah.
Just saying.
Whatever, it's all good.
Up here, we called that chicken head.
Oh, okay.
And it was usually used as a derogatory term to a woman.
Yeah, normally.
Chicken head. Yeah, I'm sure you get it.
Yeah. I get it.
So, I guess we're looking for something to draw. Anyone that wants to make a donation or a suggestion or bid on something that I've already drawn. We've got 2 viewers, so 2 people are interested or tuning in to help out. And all help is welcome. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're doing tonight. Trying to help out those that are injured or can't help themselves.
Oh boy. So I'll put my other news app here and see if I can get some info coming.
This is like the most Rich has been on camera on his own stream.
Yeah, right. Well, comparatively, I did do a couple of by myself streams early on. Nothing that wouldn't scare any sane person. Thinking about doing some watercolor or something. I don't know what else in here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll switch my face off camera. Maybe those two people will come back.
Figured. Really? I thought it was me.
Well, like Brett said, normally this face don't grace or don't scare people. It's not quite Halloween yet.
I feel that.
You guys shut down too?
Yeah, we shut down for the day. We well, given what's going on right now, we should be all right. Hopefully this gets
Schools are already shut down here tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised.
Right. And they're talking snow.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, right. It was 70 plus degrees outside today, and they're talking snow within the next couple.
I know, right? Welcome to Maine.
Right? Usually this happens at the end of August. It gets really warm during the day and freaking freezing at night.
Usually.
So, I guess we can do an update. So I put that link for the GoFundMe in the description box. So anybody that wants to help, feel free to follow that link if you don't want to purchase some art in that direction. And I was just talking to somebody that was asking about whether I have a goal in this or not. My goal is to help, so it doesn't matter how much or how little, anything it helps, right?
Yep. Yep. Unfortunately, 18 people lost their lives last night for nothing, and their families definitely could use some help.
Definitely. And some of them were already in need of help anyway. Some of them were deaf people and impaired people. I don't know what the politically correct phrasing for that is, but they already had a strike against them that they had to go past,
Yeah.
It's a damn shame altogether.
Yeah. Sure is.
So I don't know, like tattoo artist's natural instinct is to draw skulls, but that kind of I don't know.
Kind of morbid?
Well, I don't know if that would just be right. Like I was thinking about maybe Ghost Rider or something, but that's
a little different. It's comic book at that point. So
it's all going to be artwork anyway, but it's still maybe a little bit morbid. Ghost Rider, though, is the spirit of vengeance, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. Anybody got any ideas? Anybody want to draw along with me? No.
Unfortunately, I'm not in a place where I can really draw at the moment.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, like physically, my computer is not someplace where I could sit down and draw, and like I'm literally standing up in front of my computer talking. So,
why don't you pull up a seat?
yeah, I would, but at the moment they're being occupied.
So what's happening with you, Brent? I guess we need some music because nothing is going on.
It's Thursday. You know, it's almost the weekend. Almost. Ugh.
Yeah, well, kind of been weekend type stuff.
Ugh.
Hey, Rich, I'm gonna put this on mute for a minute. I'm gonna check out this updated video. I'll be right back.
You should be able to watch the video without us hearing you anyway.
Okay. I didn't know
Unless
how that
you're watching it on a separate device, but if you're watching it on the device that you're on.
Yeah.
Wow. Nobody, nothing. I didn't expect that.
Were you wrong?
What's that?
You were wrong on it?
I couldn't hear you. Broke up. Did you hear him, Brett?
No.
Dad. What did you say? Because we couldn't hear you. Broke up. I don't think he's talking to us.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just couldn't hear you.
That's what we were just saying.
Yeah. I'll be back in a second.
All right, I gotta do something.
Yep. Well, I guess you're right. He's definitely in there.
How do they know he's in there?
I was just telling you what the news was saying.
Yeah. I had just gotten a new notification, so I was just checking it out. That's pretty much exactly what you said. So
Yeah, they said they had them surrounded and that they were.
that he is in fact under arrest.
Well, they told him to come out with his hands up, but he hasn't done that yet. At least that's what I heard. Did they get him out?
No, I guess they're communicating with him somehow. Maybe they're yelling. I don't know. But
Well, they don't want to go in because he's got long rifles and he knows how to use them.
yeah, that he does. But at the same time, so do the people that are after him. He trained people like that.
Well, yeah, but he's inside a darkened house with night vision scope, and they're outside of a darkened house, not knowing for sure where he is. That's kind of a little bit different.
Yeah. Luckily the good guys have numbers on their side. Hey, like you once said, Rich, you can only shoot one gun at a time, especially when you're talking about a rifle.
Right.
So,
well,
that automatically puts you at a disadvantage.
He's got something with an AR platform that has multiple magazines locked together, so he can fire off the magazine and just flip it over.
Oh yeah, the guy definitely knows what he's doing. So I mean, there's no question.
There's something to keep in mind, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's nothing about this is an easy idea. This is a tough call all the way around.
Yeah, nothing is good. There's no good outcomes. It's already past the chance of there being a good outcome.
Yeah. That started the moment he started opening fire. Nothing about this is ever going to end well. You look lost in thought, Brett.
That's generally how I am. Lost.
Don't feel bad. Me too.
Oh. Ooh.
Well, I guess that these reports also kind of blow my theory out of the water too. So,
What was your theory?
My theory was that they might have been looking for a corpse.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we talked about that too. Unless he's got an answer, because I didn't hear the answer to anything. I heard them tell that they demanded him come out, but I did not hear.
Yeah, and I doubt at least at this point, even if he did off himself, and that they heard a shot or anything, they're probably not going to tell the public yet.
Well, I don't think he intends to come out alive.
I don't. You're probably right. I think he intends suicide by cop, and they're going to make them come to him.
Right, and he's gone beyond the point of no return already. So
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I think he knew that, but like, can you imagine you're gonna go home after all that stuff unless you know that it's not going anywhere, you know?
True. You figure you try to fucking disappear as quickly as possible.
He disappeared for 24 hours, dude. So like,
True.
I'm just convinced that if he disappeared for 24 hours and now he's all of a sudden there,
Yeah.
that's not a mistake.
Yeah. How long has he been there? I guess it would be the better question. Did he just get there and he's just kind of, throwing it together as he goes, or has he been there for a while and he's even hardened the area? And they're probably I mean, these people, I'm sure, thought of that. They're not stupid, so they know what they're doing.
All right, so I guess I'm getting a request, and it isn't what I started, but that's an easy remedy. I haven't gotten very far into it anyway.
Excuse me.
What's that?
Oh, I burped and I said, excuse me.
Times like these that I wish I didn't kill my automatic eraser.
No, you lost your electric eraser?
Nah, battery died.
Oh.
Electric eraser's right there. It just doesn't work.
You can just, hold the eraser and go boom while you do it, and then.
Yeah, except for it doesn't do the same trick.
No plan's perfect.
Let's see. Do I do it on this or do I do it on? I'm getting. And I'm answering a question too. So I got a request for Goliath from Gargoyles.
Ooh. I have an action figure of him, actually. Couldn't believe how big he was. When I took him out of the box and attached his wings, I was like, holy crap.
Interesting fact, the first award that I won for tattooing was that gargoyle.
Nice.
It did Goliath and did a fiery, cloudy sky behind him. And
yeah, it was always my dad. That was my dad's favorite cartoon, was Gargoyles, and that was his favorite character.
Yep. Well, So the wife. Yeah. Big Steeler 3.
Hey, you're Rich. Who is this playing in the background?
It's a creator mix.
Oh, gotcha.
It's not a particular artist. It's well, I guess if you go to creator mix, then you'll see the artists that are doing it, but they do a whole bunch of different style of music.
Gotcha. Yep, digging the riff.
Yeah, well, this is what we were playing before. But I got sick of it, so because that's all we were playing for music for background, so I switched it out with some fantasy soundtrack type things. So now I'm just bouncing back and forth between the two. Let's see if I can pull up a reference. And I'm assuming that this is meant to be my version, not just the cartoony version. If I'm wrong, correct me so that I know now. I'm telling the person that. I'm telling the person that requested it.
I heard that kind of some talk here and there about them potentially making a live action Gargoyles movie. Not sure how
that could be awesome.
Yeah, could be. As long as it's not cold. Or at least if they use CGI a lot, at least hopefully they use it wisely and they don't go over the top of it, like they always have a tendency to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Green Lantern, for instance.
Well, and that was earlier days of CGI, so I guess there's that.
True. Yeah, true. CGI has come a long way since then. So,
and like I've been involved and listened to discussions about Aquaman, for instance, where it really doesn't look like he's underwater. It looks like he's CGI'd with his hair blowing and stuff.
it's like that the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie on what was it, World's End or whatever. The one with the fucking the Spanish guy.
Oh,
the Spanish guy, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the character's name. Anyway, it was like it was kind of a throwback. He was like a throwback villain to. Oh yeah, thank you, Salazar. Salazar was the character's name. It was kind of a throwback villain to somebody Jack screwed over when he was just like when he first became a pirate captain. Anyway, there was the underwater scene at the end of the movie where they go into I think it was Poseidon's tomb or something like that to get the trident of Poseidon or whatever, and it just it did not look good. It looked pretty obvious that it was CGI.
Okay. Oh, pardon me while I print out a reference here. Loose reference.
guess it's just us. You look tired, Brett.
I am. Which is stupid because last night I went to bed early, for the most part. So my wife came in and kept waking me up. I was like, "What are you doing?" Oh,
Well, that was weird again.
There we go.
No, I closed out a window that had
Well.
nothing to do with this, and it closed out the entire browser.
oh,
So I'm like, okay. I'm glad you guys stuck around for a minute because I hate to try to start it all over again. Boy. Ah. This is crazy. So, for the donations, if anybody's thinking about donating, there's not a limit. It's the other way around. You decide how much you want to donate and let me know, and I'll do something, you know, based on the amount. You know, the bigger the donation, the bigger the piece of artwork. All right.
Okay, yeah, there's a big procession here. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cruiser scouts. Get a better angle here, and then always matter if you just want to turn your camera to your left, and what's kind of getting down on the road.
So I do hear.
Is
Brett, can you hear that too?
Yeah.
Get slowly making way. Once they get close to the camera, you'll be able to see how tight this is.
Friend of mine had posted on Facebook.
Take a pause here. Let's see.
Yep.
Ugh.
You like you want to say something, Brett?
Well, no, I mean it's. My wife messaged me and we had gotten pizza earlier and she was still downstairs and it was still on the couch, I think, because we just kind of put a pizza between us and we're watching TV and I got up to come up here. And, you know, I've been on, you know, the stream's been going on for 45 minutes. So it's like, I've been up here for a while, right? She messages me. She's like, how many pieces of pizza were left? I was like, last I checked, 2. She said that she had come upstairs to use the restroom. And when she got back downstairs, the box was on the floor. And the dog took off like, you know, her butt was on fire. But apparently she didn't eat any of the pizza. But I think she was going to. So it's just...
Well, good save, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, can you blame her? You left it unattended. Within reach.
yeah.
Hell, if it had been the boys, they would have eaten it. So they wouldn't have run. They just would have been there and not caring. I have literally been eating supper like at a restaurant. Like we were at this Mexican restaurant, and they have a thing called arroz Jalisco, and it comes with tortillas. And I was talking to my wife, and my son just reached over, grabbed one of my tortillas, and just grabbed a hunk of my food off of my plate and just started eating it. I was like, you must be secure in my love for you. Otherwise, you don't understand how quick you could die.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a good thing we're not apes, kid.
Yeah.
Fingers have been lost quicker.
I remember we were at this restaurant once, and they had grilled cheese on tomato bread, which was delightful. It tasted like pizza.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I had gotten one with, as a sandwich, and my son had gotten his food, and he's like, well, let me have a taste. I'm like, all right. And damn if he didn't eat like a quarter of my sandwich in one bite. Just, and I was like, what? Oh, I was mad.
No more taste for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't eat a quarter of my sandwich for a taste.
I couldn't even taste it.
Oh.
You can't even have tasted it. You didn't have time to be on your tongue that long.
Well, and then he was like, why are you upset? I'm like, yeah.
Oh boy.
But whatever. I love him. I just, Joey doesn't share food. What's funny is that growing up, the boys, like, I never shared my food. I was like, no. No. And Rhonda would always share her food. She's like, well, as they get bigger, I'll get smaller, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. But I'm like, I know what they'll do. And then to this day, can I have a taste, Mom? And I'm just like, nope. Never. They're probably going to end up with some weird food thing going on, whatever, but at least I'll be fed. I don't know.
Either that or they'll just come to accept that guys don't share their food. That food is life. You eat my food, you take my life away. No, you won't do that.
Yeah, I don't say this to the boys, but for the most part, it's like, if you want to share my food, you better be sharing a lot more with me later. Like, if you want to be the type of person that, oh, I'm not hungry, okay, whatever, and then you steal my fries, you're paying for it later.
Yeah.
Somebody's head just exploded right there. They're like, oh my gosh. He's so terrible. Yeah, but I get my fries.
All these things pile up.
I'll be right back, boys. Go get a sandwich.
Oh.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Is that the
It's
electric
alive.
eraser?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh. Want to make sure I wasn't hearing anything.
Yeah, you're hearing things, but they're called the electric racer.
Fair enough.
Oh boy. Hmm. Now the lighting sucks. Even though it's as bright as it can be. So I'm nearly done with this book again. And what I initially thought about the people being similar to crustaceans, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
It's not really the case. Huh. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's something totally different that I didn't expect. But only because what it's supposed to be is I've never heard it done that way. Which is a good thing, but it's different than what I was originally thinking. You can tell what the slowest part of this is.
Why not?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody got anything? Cause it's like really quiet.
Sorry, Rich. Ah. So, do you guys want to feel old? like
Already do,
amazingly
but go
old.
ahead. Which I already do, but go ahead.
So
No,
earlier today, I'm talking with my freshman, and I mentioned Janet Jackson. None of them knew who that was. Later on, I was at a quiz bowl meet, and there was some question where they mentioned a band that was fronted by Mick Jagger. Nobody knew who that was. I was like, how?
Wow.
What? I mean, they guessed things like AC/DC, Pink Floyd. I was like, what? Oh.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on, the Rolling Stones have like an album out now, I think, or pretty soon.
Yeah, I think either this year or next year. One of the two.
Wasn't Mick Jagger saying that he was going to give all the royalties from their music to some kind of charitable cause because his kids didn't need any more money?
I think so. I think I remember something about that.
Yeah, it's called Hackney Diamonds.
Happy Diamond.
Hackney.
Happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, I mean, they've already put out YouTube videos for it. I'm assuming that means it's, yeah, it released October 20th. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's the 24th British studio album, but the 26th American studio album for them.
Yeah, because compilation albums probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably. Yeah. That makes sense.
Huh. But yeah, no idea who they were. No idea what they sang.
Wow.
And what's funny is one of the kids on the team is the band director's son. So I texted him, the band director. I was like, you got to do something about your kid.
Yeah, he don't even know the classics. What are you trying to do here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big Rolling Stones fan. Never have been. I mean, there's some of the stuff I like, and some of it, most of it, I just like. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not. Like, I have a friend of mine. She like loves the Rolling Stones, and I'm like, cool. I don't care, but I mean, that's how she feels about Rush too. So, whatever. But at least knew who they were.
I'm not exactly a huge Rush fan, but I'm a pretty big fan of their drummer. So, Peart was, I mean, God, yeah, legend.
Yeah.
I like Rush. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I like them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not one of those people that's like, you go to the tour and they're like, oh yeah, this is the 17th time I've seen them this year. And I'm like, do you have a job? Like, how do you... Okay. Like, good for you,
Yeah.
buddy. But
Yeah, more power to you, bro.
yeah, it's like I paid for the cheap seats for a reason, man. 'Cause that's all I can afford. That's like Blink 182 announced they're going to have a show in Indianapolis, which is like, like an hour away from me. And a friend of mine's a big Blink 182 fan. And so I shared the message.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
take them or leave them. Some of their stuff is good, some of it's not.
Yeah,
could be worse.
I'm more of the leave on the state of mind.
But even for him, he's like, I can't afford that. Like the nosebleeds were over $100 a piece. And it's like, yeah, those nosebleeds are pretty high up there too. So
Yeah.
But I'm fun. The nosebleeds are pretty high up there.
yeah.
Hey, I'm not the one that did
Literally.
that. That's you.
Oh. I've never been that big of a concert goer just because it's expensive and, there are a whole bunch of people you don't know and I just never really liked it. But I have seen Aerosmith on tour and Godsmack opened for them, which was weird because I was like,
And
these two bands don't go together.
Actually,
Yeah.
they're both from the same kind of area.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean their music goes together. I would never sit around and think, oh, you know what? I'd like to listen to Godsmack and Aerosmith. Two very different styles.
yeah.
Yeah,
For
that doesn't
sure.
mean shit.
Well, okay. But, like,
Well, where
So-
the Aerosmith
No.
crowd was very
Just
relaxed
because
and mellow.
Just because you're bringing it up, what band took Iron Maiden on their first tour?
I don't know who.
The same band that took Kiss on, or Kiss. Kiss is the band, but it's the same
Oh.
band that took Metallica on their first tour. Not
Yeah,
the same music. Not the same
true.
music at all. But
Yeah,
it
no.
doesn't matter. They drew a crowd,
Rush opened for Kiss a few
I
times.
think actually Ozzy took them on tour. Now that I think about it.
Well, that was one of those weird things that Rush opened for Kiss, and I'm just like, but it was earlier stuff when they started
Yep.
going more into their, when they started getting more,
I
well,
remember Paul Stanley saying that they were trying to get Rush to go out and party with them.
yeah, they won it. They were reading books.
Well, that was what Neil Peart did, but the other guys would go home and call their wives and all this other stuff, and they're like, oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just one of those. That was back when Rush was more like Led Zeppelin sounding, obviously influenced by Led Zeppelin, and when they started getting away from that stopped them going out on tour with Rush or with Kiss. Of course, then also they stopped needing to open for anyone; they could do their own shows. So,
Kiss took a lot of bands on tour that you wouldn't expect
Yep.
that would be touring with Kiss.
that is true. That is definitely true.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. The only difference is that Aerosmith and Godsmack, actually, they're both from the Boston area, right? So
Godsmack
it
is.
sounds.
I don't know about Aerosmith. I
What's
thought
that?
they were from Cal. I thought Aerosmith was from California.
No,
No.
I think they're from Boston.
No, they're from Boston.
Are they? Oh, okay. I know Godsmack is.
Yeah, Godsmack's from Boston. I was pretty sure they were from Boston, but I know Aerosmith is. Their music's not all that far off. They're both rock music. So I mean, it's not like it's a wild leap from one to the other.
No, and it's kind of a smart idea for kind of a little bit more mellow of an act, like like Aerosmith to open up with a crowd pleaser or something to get people's adrenaline flowing, like Godsmack. It's actually not a bad idea. Fucking raise their adrenaline up and then bring it back down slowly, you know?
Well, I think that's what they kind of tried to do, because Godsmack was just, they come out, they're all just, I don't know, I didn't really like it, because I wasn't there for Godsmack, I was there for Aerosmith, and
Yeah, I'm not a fan of, actually, I wouldn't have gone to either show, so.
Godsmack is pretty angry. I mean,
yeah.
Not really speaking of the heaviness, but even the lyrics themselves, they're heavy, they're angry. You know, you can hear the anger and the frustration, you know. And that's what Sully wanted. That's
so I don't know. Godsmack to me is one long song that starts "Don't Go Away" and ends up, or "Go Away" and ends up "Don't Go Away." So it's all the same.
Right. I just felt like the Godsmack group they wanted to drink, and the Aerosmith group wanted to smoke weed. That's just kind of how I looked at it.
I think Godsmack would be more smoking weed too. Like that whole voodoo kick and all that stuff, that's fucking weed music.
Well, yeah, true.
And when I saw them at Ozfest, they were all about smoking weed. So.
I mean, yeah, and let's face it, it's metal. I mean, there's not a whole lot of metal acts that.
Pantera had that whole Planet Caravan where they sat down on stage smoking joints and having pot leaf shaped light going off in the background.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm out of beverage, and that doesn't last long.
And most music, in my opinion, kind of falls into that. It's just background sound category.
Mm.
But some of it I really don't like or really do. So.
Yeah.
Not exciting. I think we need to argue or something.
Well, if there's anybody watching, I'm here, and if y'all want to talk conspiracy theories or whatever, somebody give me a topic. Throw me a bone here, guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, if there's something you'd like to talk about, let's talk. Right now, I'm just looking up any new updates, see if they got him to surrender or whatever.
That'd be interesting. It'd be right if he did that. It's like at least he would have had something right.
Yeah. Hopefully. I know it. Well, you know what? This is supposed to be a stream that's based in being able to speak your mind. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I guess I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. I guess of I don't really want to see this guy get killed, but I guess a part of me at the same time, if it happens, I mean, I get. Not saying he didn't deserve it. It's kind of a messed up dilemma, to have in your mind to understand that if it goes that way, well, it's unfortunate, but maybe that was the best thing.
I really think the guy wants to die. He was talking about attacking something, recruiter post or something. So like
something some like recruit training thing in like Rhode Island, or something like that.
I didn't hear about the Rhode Island part, but I did hear that he was talking about attacking some military facility. I just can't remember offhand what it was, but
definitely seems like suicide if you ask me. But
yeah, that doesn't sound like somebody that wants to live.
Yeah, you're right.
And he was also committed this summer for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's something that really, I mean, that's the real elephant in the room. If he was committed, was hearing voices, people knew that he intended on attacking a military base or anything. Why did he still have his guns? They knew he was a firearms instructor.
Yeah.
That I think that's a failure of the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I was about to say that myself. That whole those whole stream of gun laws that came out when you and I were working together. One of them was the red flag laws. That should have been a huge red flag. Like that policy fucking clearly failed.
Right, because it. I don't know. Like, I guess I'm too jaded or something, because it all freaking sounds suspect to me. All this stuff happens conveniently when they need that cause to pop up again. When was the last mass shooting in Maine? You have to really think hard, because I have never heard of one.
Mass shooting, no. Random shooting, yeah.
There have been shootings in Maine. That's not what I'm saying.
Even recently, but they're random shooting things. That's usually had something to do with some fucking beef with some fucking wacko. There was some wacko downtown, and that was it. But
there's a lot of
definitely nothing like last night, for sure.
There's a lot of imported drug trade crap going on, and there's most of the situations like this that you find in Maine, it's somebody has a broken heart and wants to break everybody else. You know, it's not like it's just a random thing that people draw and shoot people in Maine. Because we've had constitutional carry for years now, and I think we can count the amount of shootings since constitutional carry on one or two hands, right? It's not even, they're not even in double digits.
Yeah, especially if you really examine it and determine whether or not those people that were involved in said shootings were illegal to have those guns on them in the first place, regardless of concealed carry laws. So, like felony with a gun, you know, or felon with a gun, shit like that, you know.
Yeah, stuff that they know already, they know better than, but.
Yeah, exactly. Or underage person with a handgun or something, or a firearm, or, you know, something like that. Then, you know, you can't really call that, you know, to do with the concealed carry laws, because they shouldn't have had the gun on them in the first place.
Right, but what I'm getting at is that when they first passed concealed carry, all we heard about was it's going to be like the Wild West in Maine and all this other shit, which it's provably not true.
No. Now, anybody watching this stream, you know, you can say what you want about what I'm about to say. I feel free. It's whatever. You know, your opinion is your opinion, but I carry a handgun on me 365 days a year. I've never once shot anybody with it, and I hope to never have to. But, you know,
better to have it not need it than to not have it need it.
Just like the fire extinguisher in your kitchen. I hope to never have to use it, but I'm glad it's there if I do.
Right, and what I was saying, like when we first started, there was a shooter and he was on the loose. I made sure that there was no question of whether me, Amanda, or Eli needed to be defended or had defense for themselves, you know.
Absolutely.
We were set up in a way where you'd have to get past me and Amanda to be able to get to you. There was no way. But, you know, like I was saying also, that I really didn't feel like we were going to have to worry about that, because this isn't like somebody going from home to home shooting people. He's going looking for the biggest target-rich environment that he can go to. And another thing is, where I'm living, it would be a strategic nightmare for him to try to come down in here and do some shit. And, you know, I can't imagine somebody would even think, oh, like, you know, this is the place that I need to go. Because it's surrounded by high ground or bogland. So it would be really hard to get away from afterwards. But there's not a whole lot of places in here, and the people that are in here, I would say a lot of us are armed. So it would be bad luck all the way around. That would be a purely bad decision to come to this area to do that.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
I know of at least 6 guns within 200 feet.
Well, I definitely know that one of your neighbors, the one that you don't like, has got a few. So
Okay, don't do that. You just leave it as one of my neighbors.
Yeah, one of your neighbors. And we happen to know that they have got a few themselves. So.
Yeah. And it's not a matter of liking. It's a matter of, well, we don't hang out, but I think in reality we look out for each other enough.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's bad going to happen to my family or his.
Yeah.
Because we're both looking out for each other.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I mean, hell, the guy's car was found a 15-minute drive away from me.
Yeah, the guy's car was found where I like to go walking.
Yeah, I mean, that was some scary shit, and at least at first for a couple hours, we didn't have any fucking idea what was going on. We just heard that there was a shooting over at Spare Time, and then there was one at Schmangy's, and Schmangy's is a freaking 10-minute drive from us. Well, like when I heard about the one at Schmangy's, I'm like, holy shit! I gotta get. It's time to pull the guns out. I gotta make sure I defend the home. Fucking, because we did. There was no indication as to what. Is he gonna hit another place? Is it just gonna be random? Did he plan this out or what? So we were totally fucking oblivious. So, I mean, I kind of had to make the snap decision. Like, that's like 10 minutes down the fucking road. I gotta get my guns out. I gotta load up. I gotta fucking barricade this fucking house. I gotta do what I gotta do. It was crazy. And then, of course, adding to that fact, the cops screaming by, both going both directions, ambulances going both directions. It's definitely intense, for sure. That just the not knowing, and it didn't seem like law enforcement was being very forthcoming with what the fuck was going on.
I think that's pretty much symptomatic, though. Like, you don't want to tell the public because you don't want him to hear, or you don't know if he's got accomplices, or
and
they were suspecting that there was somebody else that was involved.
Yeah, that was another thing. When we first heard about it, we heard about it that there was two different shooting locations and they happened within like an hour of each other. So we were thinking, okay, this has got to be two different people. But then, when we stopped and thought about it, we're like, wait a minute. Spare Time and Schmangy's is only like a 10-minute drive away from each other. I mean, that one guy could pull that off.
Yeah, right. Like, I heard in the news all over the place, why would he drive 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Like, every place in Maine takes 10 minutes to get to. Like, it sounds like that's quite a drive to get from one place to another, and such a random place to go, and blah, blah, blah. But really, any place that you're going is probably going to take 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, realistically.
It's just the people that aren't from Maine don't realize that.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he hit two different like recreation spots, gathering spots, it doesn't really, when you really think about it, it doesn't sound as random as you would think. Like, oh well, okay, we're talking about two different places where there could be a large gathering of people at each place. And it's a place of like recreation. People are going to be drinking, trying to have a good time and shit. And well, I guess we're only going to get any answers if he fucking gives up or they somehow manage to subdue his ass.
I don't expect to really get answers anyway.
It does seem almost a moot point at this point, doesn't it?
Well, there's no answer that can excuse it. I mean, what answer are we looking for? I mean, there's nothing that he's going to say that you're going to be all like, oh, okay, so that made sense to shoot some deaf people and shoot at kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's never going to happen. There's nothing that's going to justify it. Nothing that's going to make it acceptable.
No.
Get a different eraser.
Back in a minute.
Hi, Brett.
Hello.
We wanted to talk about the elephant in the room because you left the room.
Wow. Okay.
That's not calling you an elephant. That's the opposite of that, actually.
Okay.
That's what he said. Might as well talk about the elephant that's in the room.
I'm back.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Colin and Jenny are watching the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I guess.
My boys want to see that.
Yeah, it's out tonight on Peacock.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
Early screening, I guess.
Huh.
Well, Peacock's NBC, so maybe they got some deal.
Probably.
Doesn't sound like that's hard to believe, right?
Not really. I guess it's supposed to be in theaters tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for it. It didn't look terrible, but
it looks pretty
it's got
good.
some red flags. Like, it's a movie based off of a video game. It's PG-13. You know, it's like, but as a concept, it works. But I'm like, okay, but does that mean it works for a movie? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, not every video game premise would make a good movie. I mean, like as much as I like the God of War games, I don't really think they make very good movies. To be honest with you, I think they'd just be another Greek pantheon ripoff. You know, of different movies like Clash of the Titans and shit like that. You know? Or the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare storyline.
Yeah.
The campaign storyline. It's got a great story. I just don't think it would make a good movie. It'd be just another fucking video game rip-off of a war movie. And these days, I don't really see a whole lot of people having that much of an interest in war or espionage type of movies like that. Or like, now, the days of like the good James Bond flick are unfortunately long since gone. Unless I somehow manage to be able to come up with either a good movie for something like Splinter Cell, like some Tom Clancy stuff, maybe. So far in Hollywood, it seems to be either rehashing old ideas or
That's Hollywood.
just kind of blatantly ripping off something else.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hollywood doesn't like new ideas. They like tried and true ideas.
Yeah. Tried and true ideas that make a lot of money.
Well, tried and true ideas is what makes them there. That's what's tried and true. They tried it, it worked, so now it's true.
Yeah.
I just have a pencil in the eraser over here. Oh, there you go. How'd Colin do with all this stuff?
Surprisingly well, actually. He definitely takes after his old man. I'll be the first to admit it. In a heated conversation, I can get I can be a hothead, but when there's a crisis situation going on, I keep a pretty level head and try to work through it and try to be reasonable. And he seems to be a chip off the old block. He handled it. He handled it well.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's definitely a positive.
Yeah, it's I'm sure he's never going to forget this. I guarantee that he's never going to forget this what happened last night and how he felt. But I know I won't, for sure. I'm fucking 45 years old, and I've never dealt with anything like this before. It's but he did well. He did really well. We've been through a few drills too. I don't know if I don't know if either one of you can kind of relate to that, but sometimes when shit hits the fan, you got to have at least a little bit of preparation. Just sitting everybody down.
Yeah.
To go, hey, look, this is a possibility that could be happening right now. We got to be in the right frame of mind about this. Whether it's something like what happened last night or civil unrest, like the last thing that we dealt with, anything close to that kind of level of fear or questioning as to what's going to happen was during the whole COVID thing when during the whole Black Lives Matter protests that were happening all over. We had a big one that happened over in Auburn, and they were talking about coming straight up Lisbon Street and heading toward fucking Lisbon, and how those things happened, so that was that same kind of level of oh shit, hell might about to be breaking loose around here, and we might have to seriously defend the home. And one thing you should understand about having the high ground in a building, that's all great and everything, and you got a great view and a great perspective, but that's not going to help you if they decide to set the building on fire. Yeah, exactly. So, bearing that in mind, when, rioting is happening and, in riots, people like to throw Molotovs and, yeah, I might be able to take out a few of them, but all they got to do is fucking set the building on fire and I'm fucked. See, the only reason that Obi-Wan had the advantage is because he wasn't inside of a building.
I'm not even sure if he had an advantage.
Well,
I'm just saying, I would rather be swinging like this with a sword than swinging like this, reaching down. Like, it's an awkward position.
No, you don't want to fight uphill with a sword.
But yeah, because
you're fighting uphill, you're already fighting the climb to get up that hill. Mm-hmm. The one on top's got the advantage because they don't have to do anything but reach down and get out of the way.
The unfortunate thing is when you're trying to fight uphill, your center of balance is always going to be perpendicular to the surface that you're trying to go up. So
Yeah, it'll be forward.
You're always going to be falling forward. Always.
Yes, you have to have that momentum forward.
At least fighting downward, you can brace yourself.
That's why castles built their steps uneven.
Yeah.
And they always twisted going to the right when they go up, because you can't swing your sword if the wall is curving that way the whole time. And the people that are fighting down have the free swing of their sword. Plus, they have the knowledge of what the steps are doing and are practiced on those steps. So they're not stumbling and tripping and all that stuff on top of it.
Yeah, it gives the defender the advantage. That's also why corridors were generally so narrow, so that way you couldn't swing a sword. Matter of fact, even trying to thrust a spear would be complicated because of that, the length or narrowness of the hallway. Like trying to go up a spiral staircase with a freaking 8-foot long spear. That's not gonna be good for you. Anything new going on here?
What's that?
I was just looking at my news app, seeing if there's anything new.
No updates?
No, not by the looks of it. Everything's from about an hour ago, so don't tell me anything I don't already know.
Well, they don't plan on going in on him because, like I said, he's got night vision and long rifles and knows how to use them.
Yeah.
Or long vision and night rifles, right? Long rifles and night vision.
Yeah. Well, I'm at the moment. I'm just happy that they got the motherfucker contained. They know where he is, and he's
right.
Dead.
He's not running around with the opportunity to.
Exactly. He ain't running around and the ability to shoot more people. So.
Right, enlarge his body count. Which, I still don't understand the idea that he got on the streets after he was committed and saying that he was going to attack someone and knowing that he was a firearm instructor, military trained.
Mm-hmm.
Does Maine have the red flag laws?
They do, I think, but
to a point.
Maine does have a law where if you're committed, you can't own a gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they knew he was committed. They knew he was a firearm instructor. They knew that he was threatening to use guns.
Yeah,
and nobody went to his house to collect them.
Well, yeah, because he knew how to use them. I wouldn't want to go there either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's that. Yeah, that's.
Well, there's that in the fact that cops are not required to put themselves in harm's way.
No. They're not required to. No.
Nope, they're not.
That's why in a situation like this, the first thing that the departments asked was for volunteers.
Well, the first thing the department asked was for everybody to stay inside so that the cops could take care of it. And I'm like, really?
Well,
Because we know how that happened. 24 hours later, they surround him at his house only because he went home. Otherwise, they wouldn't know where he was. They were looking for him still up to almost 24 hours.
yeah. Yeah,
So-
like literally up until, I don't know, say about a half hour before you started the stream. Nope.
Well, no, just before, about a half hour before I started the stream, I saw the update that on the news that they had surrounded him. But that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
he started shooting at almost 7 o'clock yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, crazy day. Should be using my loose pencil for that. It's not until you have to draw them that you see the flaws in them.
Okay.
Okay, so why does Goliath have a loincloth but nothing on his forearm? Why has he got a belt? Nothing on his forearm. I get it, with his, foot claws, whatever the hell you want to call them. Yeah, when you have to draw them, you have to look close and see the details. Like he's got 3 toes, but he's got 5 fingers.
Who's this?
Goliath?
Goliath only has. Oh, that's right, because you're doing the. Never mind. I was confused.
He has 3 fingers, so yeah, okay, I can do that.
I forgot you were doing the gargoyle.
You did?
Well, I mean, it's not like he's. Okay, now he's got some wings.
He's always had wings. I just didn't do too much detail because I haven't got there yet.
That's fine. You don't need to rush for me.
Trying to lay out the layout.
Yeah, I get it. But, I mean, okay, until you got wings on them, it's just kind of like, all right, general body holding a cross on a steeple. And I'm like, and for some reason, my brain just went to Daredevil because
Daredevil, Spawn, Gargoyle.
Yeah, so
I was just gonna say that. Funny. You went Daredevil. My mind went Spawn. And I was thinking about like those lines. I was thinking about like could be like part of the cape or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I have definitely not finished the wings yet.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with what's going on. But then when you started talking about 3 toes, I was like, no, that's the part where I started getting confused because you were talking about characteristics that didn't make sense for what I was originally thinking, and then
Well, I told you it was Goliath from Gargoyles.
I know you did. It doesn't mean my brain doesn't.
That's all right. I just wanted
Everything
to make
that you said was accurate, and I just forgot. Then I got confused. And then I was like, oh yeah, gargoyle. Which that really should be. I would love to see a good gargoyle film.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
If they could do it right.
Yeah, that's
right.
What me and Chad were talking about, is that they have said something about making a live action one. Unfortunately, it's Disney.
Yeah.
Well,
if they do, they'll ruin it.
Here's the thing:
Yeah,
they could
ruin, but still they'll ruin it.
So when Disney bought Marvel, my initial thought was, well, that's going to ruin comics.
You did.
Okay. I think Marvel was already going that way anyway, but whatever.
I haven't read Marvel comics.
It went hyper that way after Disney bought them.
Okay.
It wasn't going the way that. No. There's a lot of things that PC'd them that they weren't actually doing beforehand.
Okay, but Marvel for a while did a good job with their movies. Like the movies were doing good, and I thought, okay, so but yeah, the PC thing is kind of currently put them in a bad spot. But here's an IP where you could basically put out something that's good, that isn't so woke, that isn't so, message driven, but just story driven.
Which one of their IPs couldn't they do that with?
Well, I'm saying I think that Gargoyles could, because it's separate from their other franchises, and it's different enough, but it's also, I think, kind of in the. It shares. I mean, it's got some comic book elements to it. It's got some sci-fi stuff going on. It's got some fantasy stuff, obviously. So, by doing a good one of those, which isn't a MCU property or a Star Wars property, but if you did well with Gargoyles, you might engender some goodwill towards Star Wars and MCU properties by simply saying, "Now, look, really, we've been screwing up. We get it. We're going to go this route now."
Yeah, but they don't do that. They double down. They always do.
Well,
it's
you're probably right.
When they don't, it's bait and switch when they don't. Like
they'll
just switch for long enough.
Was it you that was telling me that on manga, like, they go through and, like, there are polls and stuff, and if you don't poll well, like, they'll cancel the comic or the manga?
No, I wasn't telling you that. All I was saying is that they do. It's creator owned. Most manga's creator owned.
Well,
which is why you don't have to worry about paying artists to keep up with whatever, because it's the creators that are the artists.
So maybe I read it in an article about how manga, like, they're ruthless. They'll cut a story, like, all right, people aren't buying it, we're done. And
well, they're ruthless enough to kill a character, but I don't know about, like, most of the manga that we see over here have been running for a long time anyway.
Okay.
Like, so, for instance, Berserker.
Yeah.
Berserker is, like, if you go and look in a comic store at Berserker, you'll find tomes of them. This guy's been working on it for years and years and years.
Rich, I gotta go.
You do?
Yeah. This is 24 minutes past my pumpkin turning stage. So. Oh. I will see you, what, Saturday?
Well,
I just. There are certain signs, you know, like my wife coming in and turning on all the fans and crawling into bed. And the next sign is it gets darker because she'll turn off the lights because she's tired of waiting for me. And by then, that's kind of like, oh, I waited too long. So, Anyway, so I got to go. I will talk to you guys later.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your evening.
All right, well,
Yes,
thanks for hanging out for a while.
Peace.
Peace. And then there were two.
Well, research too. Got to keep remembering that the camera's tilted today. Yeah, could be a little bit of it.
There we go.
Trying to see what you guys can see, but if I'm drawing, I'm not focusing on what you can see. So.
Yeah.
Laying out the backgrounds and stuff takes time.
Yeah.
I didn't even grid them out for dimensionality purposes. I'm just kind of laying it out. It's supposed to be a sketch, but you know how I am.
Yeah, it's never just a sketch.
Right, and this is a full-size comic page, so it's 11 by 17.
Oh, yeah. One momento, señor.
Yep, I'll be here working on this.
All right. Well, I just heard from the rest of the family. They've been paying attention a little bit more than I have. I guess the guy wasn't in the house. They're still looking for him.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's now been over 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So-
It's been 24 hours when we started the stream.
Yeah. The shooting happened at like just around 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
yesterday.
just before 7, so.
So
Yeah. They're still looking for him.
fucking.
I had a message asking and let her know that pediatric cookie is closed tomorrow.
I'm sure a lot of places are still going to be closed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, our school's been already closed. They closed before dinner time, so.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
surprised that he's still on the run because, like I said, I was surprised that he didn't turn up dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So-
by the looks of it, I guess my theory could still be a possibility. They could be looking for a corpse right now.
So, just conspiracy theorist here with me for a moment.
Okay. Oh no! Twist
From
my
this-
arm.
From the space that he ditched the car and disappeared,
Uh huh.
how many exit strategies are possible?
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
I can think of at least 4 or 5 right off the top of my head.
Now-
driving.
If
Now, Yeah, I did.
he, what's that?
I said, go ahead. Go ahead.
If he, so like I said, he was institutionalized, committed.
Yep.
In the summer, this summer.
Mm-hmm.
If he had, from then till now, to plot something like this, he knows the area.
Yep. He's a trained soldier.
Right.
He's a firearms instructor, which also means being a trained soldier. He's probably had SEER training, which is escape and invasion tactics. So
Right. Well, to a point, but like we don't know how much of a soldier or reservist he was.
true,
Okay.
very true.
So I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna assume that we're
Um,
looking at a highly trained like fucking
No,
special forces.
that's a possibility, but before I get into that, I'm just talking about logistically. Just on what we know, he's a firearms instructor. He knows his weapons.
He's had plenty of time to plan this out. If that's that
He's a-
theory.
He's a
Yeah.
hunter. He's
Yeah,
a
if
hunter,
that's-
archer, shooter. You see a pattern here?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was a false flag thing,
Okay.
we're not going to see him again alive. If we see him again, it's going to be dead and he will have killed himself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if he had killed himself, wouldn't he have done it like right off? You know? So
Well,
we'll
that's
see. Like
what I was saying last night. Because I've had that theory since last night. I was like, because I mean, just thinking of the like maybe a normal pattern of a human brain. We know he suffers from mental illness. Okay. We know that he was institutionalized this summer. There's a possibility that he had a breakdown, committed the acts that he did. Later on, kind of came out of his funk, so to speak. I don't know what else to call it. And realized what he had done and went, fuck, I'm a dead man. At least I'll go out on my own terms. Was my thought. But we're not.
That is, I think that's what they want people to think if that's the case. But other than that, if that's not the case, if it was an agenda-driven thing, which I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying, possible.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with that. Is Colin had showed, and his best friend Jacob, he's staying with us for now. Different story, but anyway, they had showed me something online about some sort of, I guess it was a list of different supposed postings that he had made on social media. Basically kind of laying it all out. Basically saying, I'm pissed off at the government. I'm tired of what they're doing. Blah this, blah that. I'm gonna make a statement, and I'm gonna fight to the last man. Blah 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 blah. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. I guess you can only speculate at this point.
It's interesting that his Facebook page has been up for a day at least, and that's the first I've heard of it. So when they were posting about his Facebook page, they weren't posting that.
Okay, and dude, I gotta point something. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know how to explain this, but to just say it. I saw this guy's face the day before this shit went down. I saw this guy's face online. Somebody had posted. It was like a missing persons report about this guy's fucking picture, the same picture that's floating around all over the fucking place right now, the day before the shooting, on social media, on Facebook, as a matter of fact. I saw like maybe 2 or 3 of my different local friends that had posted. It was like a missing persons report thing. So I take that as you will. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that it's eerie how possible it is that this is a surface that we're never going to see beyond, that they don't want us to see beyond.
Okay. There's something else. Since we're talking conspiracies, let's make that clear. We're talking conspiracy theory. We're not talking about
right.
Facts.
This is all supposition, you know.
Yeah, this is all supposition. This is all speculation. But the thing I was saying about the post that I had seen the day before on Facebook, I will attest that to my fucking dying day. I saw this guy's picture before the shooting happened. So I don't know whether I don't know what to make of it. But also, I've also thought about it too and went, well, I've noticed something in the media coverage. I can say this, at least one source that I can say that I saw this on Facebook in particular. ABC reporting that this is the latest in the 500 and something mass shootings that's happened in 2023 alone.
That's
now,
actually
I don't know where the fuck they're getting that number, but that's a different part of what I'm about to say. They also said that this has been the deadliest and provided the most casualties of this year and of the last 10 years. And I went, wait a minute, hold on. Now,
they've been inaccurately reporting from the beginning.
Yeah. So that leads me to believe that, and also I listened to the fucking press report that was made 10:30 this morning with Mills. I wasn't really I wasn't really too bothered what she had to say, but however, I also caught the one with Angus King, and well, just me being being a fervent Second Amendment supporter. I heard him say some things that made me go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" One of them, he started talking about fucking high capacity magazines.
Of course he did.
And the first thing that popped into my mind was, he's a fucking firearms instructor. Don't think for 1 second that it would take any longer space of time for him to commit the acts that he did if he only had 10 rounds per magazine.
Right, because changing out magazines ain't shit.
It takes like 2 seconds.
Right.
Not even.
That's what I'm saying.
For somebody
and for someone that's practiced at it, not even 2 seconds.
Yeah, that ain't shit. And then he also said something about the constitutional carrying thing. That didn't really bother.
Because he was using a handgun, not an AR. Which has, because he was constitutionally carrying his AR concealed.
Yeah. Thank you. Funny, it didn't look too concealed in the videos, in the still shots I saw.
Right,
Just saying.
and it literally couldn't, because it's a fucking rifle.
Yeah, unless you're wearing a really long fucking trench coat, or you're wearing, I don't know, a cloak. Wearing ye olde cloak or something. Anyway, I digress.
All stuff that should be, things that indicate some trouble anyway.
Yeah, and then I heard Angus King say probably one of the dumbest comments that I've heard a politician say in a long time.
Oh, that's Angus King for you.
Well, we need to figure out where he got the gun. But he was a fucking firearms instructor and a reservist. Where the hell do you think he got it? He bought the fucking thing.
Well,
how stupid can you possibly be? How stupid do you think we are, actually?
Well, yeah, that he does say pretty stupid.
Yeah, to make a comment, just super fucking dumb.
At this point, what does it fucking matter where he got the gun from? You're not going to stop it. You're not going to change it.
Yeah, not really.
It's not him. He already had a gun. How come nobody, once they knew he was in a fucking mental institution for any point in time or reason, showed up to remove it?
Yeah, why didn't somebody come and collect his guns?
That's supposed to be Angus King and his buddies' fucking forte, right? Yep. That's the whole stance.
Exactly. Why didn't they even request that he turn in his guns temporarily, or something? I mean, everybody goes through mental problems and everything. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to deprive them of their rights, Second Amendment rights. However, when the red flags are as red as they were in that particular instance, you would think somebody would have done something.
Yeah.
Oh, just a thought.
Amanda wanted to poke her head in, I guess.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Amanda.
How are you?
Hanging in there.
There you go, yeah.
Hoping they find this jackass.
No doubt. I know they just executed the search warrant on his house and
he wasn't there.
He wasn't there, I know. They found a suicide note. And then,
suicide note. What we were just talking about, right? They're not going to find him alive. He's going to conveniently kill himself after days.
Well, yeah, and now Congressman Garrett Golden just off the fence and said that he was so wrong about the Second Amendment. And
what do you mean off the fence? He's already been against it.
I know, he's calling on
whoever can help get legislation passed the quickest.
Yeah,
on
I
assault
told you.
rifles.
I told you.
Like, really?
Uh,
Really?
That was agenda driven the whole fucking time. There wasn't any recent shootings, so they had to develop something.
I read an article that said this one was like the 43rd shooting this year, but you know they were.
Chad, what were you just saying? Literally.
yeah, literally. I mean,
Hold on.
I think these numbers are conflated by the media, but I read a post on Facebook that ABC had posted about the numbers are supposedly like 500 and something mass shootings in 2023 alone. I'm like,
I
wait,
thought you said it was 1,000
something. I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah, no.
Right, and this is the worst one in the last what?
Yeah, in like the last 10 years. I'm like, wait a minute.
All agenda driven because they needed something to distract from Trump, and they needed something to
It's not working quick.
to put the focus on guns being the bad guys. And you know, this has been said a lot of times, but I'm going to reiterate it anyway. If they're trying to get your guns so hard, there's a reason that you're going to need them. They're trying so hard because there's a reason that if they don't remove them, they think you're going to shoot them over something. Because they're up to some shit. Can't find what?
Oh, that he's the person.
Like that out, but I know when I'm right.
You know, old people problem.
We'll see.
Yeah, we knew that they were going to do that. I was surprised that Mills didn't start fucking pitching the anti-gun shit when she did the speech. No, she didn't, but she passed it. She passed it off to fucking Sawcheck, who was the one that was doing illegal shit by showing how many people applied for carry concealed permits when he's not legally allowed to show, but he was fucking putting it out in the public.
Yeah.
He was an anti-gunner from the time that they made him an authority, period.
Yeah.
That's why nobody wanted them to make him an authority. It's so convenient, that's what I was saying, so convenient that this stuff happened right now. And decidedly inconvenient for the poor people that were at the incident. But
yeah,
it just feels like it was agenda driven, and it felt like that the whole time. This is the first time I've said it. I have no proof of it, so I'm not making a claim of it, but I'm telling you that's what it feels like to me. And surprise, surprise, they're making the call for it already, right?
Yeah, forgive me for being the devil's advocate here, but or I guess pointing out the obvious, but this happens every time that there is a shooting. It should be.
Yeah, that's not devil's advocate. We all know that's the first thing that they do. When there's a tragedy, they use that for their gun agenda. They use that to rob us of our rights. Well, here's the thing that they don't want to admit, and I'll say it here. The two places that he shot up, you couldn't have a gun in. That's a mighty convenient thing, too, because nobody could draw. Nobody who would have been carrying concealed, constitutional carry, could have defended those kids or those deaf kids because they weren't allowed to have a gun in a bar.
Yeah.
You don't think he knew that? He's a firearms instructor.
And of course,
I'm pissed.
and of course, also putting out there too. both of those establishments, because I've been to both of those establishments before in my life, both of them have signs right on the door that says that weapons are not allowed on the premises, period.
Right, because they're borrowed.
Yeah, exactly. Law-abiding citizens. So that means law-abiding citizens abide by their rules and do not carry a weapon inside.
Right, and who gets
As
the
a firearm instructor, yeah, as a firearm instructor, and I'm sure as a up until now anyway, a legal owner, he would know that.
Patron too. He's been to those places before. He bolted that
Exactly.
alley. He knew that. He's not a stranger to it. I'm not a stranger to it. He ain't.
Exactly.
And yeah, he's a firearms instructor. He knew that shit.
Yeah. Hell, just being a legal gun owner, we're not
talking like illegal gun owners. Gun owners are irresponsible. No, we're not.
Yeah.
If we were irresponsible, we could have probably put an end to that motherfucker way before he had the opportunity to kill as many people as he did.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Yeah.
In all probability, if it was okay to carry in those places, somebody would have been carrying. What's his name?
That's definitely a reasonable statement.
And I'm not, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not trying to make any claims that if I was there, blah blah blah, because that's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying that that it's mighty convenient. It happened where there's no guns available to defend them. There's very few places in Maine like that, right? There's state parks, there's bars, and there's
state and federal buildings.
Yeah, state and federal buildings. So,
doctors'
or
offices.
any place that's posted, right?
Doctors' offices, hospitals, or any business or residence that's otherwise posted.
So, and then they're trying to blame it on concealed carry. He didn't conceal carry. This shit's not. He didn't. Surprise! I've got a gun. He walked in with a fucking gun.
He walked in with a plainly visible AR-15.
Right.
With several attachments.
Well, what do you think he's here for? I think he wants to bowl.
Yeah. You want to bowl something, all right.
Yeah, he wants to knock some pins down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 18 people with those pins. I hate to put it in that way, but
yeah. Well, I'm not joking at all about what he did. You know what I'm saying?
No, me neither.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm not joking about it. I'm pissed off about it because
me too.
It again. It's an excuse for a gun grab. We all knew it was going to be an excuse for a gun grab the minute it happened.
Of course, because every fucking tragedy or fucking moment of chaos has to fucking be politicized.
But it's sad because people had to live their lives, and they're not gaining anything. We're losing our rights.
Yeah.
The people that didn't do that, the people that wouldn't do that, those aren't the people that should be punished.
Yeah.
This guy knew he was going to kill people way ahead of time.
Yeah.
He had no intention of obeying the law. There's no point, there's no value in trying to say that he was a law-abiding citizen, because the minute he walked into a no-gun zone with a gun, he wasn't a law-abiding citizen. Matter of fact, as a firearms instructor, he knew damn well he wasn't supposed to have firearms, so he broke the law. The minute he got out of that fucking committed? What the hell you want to call it?
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as he got out of that fucking car and walked into that establishment with especially a loaded and cocked weapon, he broke the law right then and there. And he knew he was doing it. Mental illness or not.
Well, and what I'm saying is, as a firearms instructor, he knew mental illness is a reason not to have a firearm. He knew that it was illegal for him to have one.
Good point. Let alone use it in the manner to which he did.
Right. He knew. That's not a question. That's not a theory.
No.
That's a fact.
No,
he knew it.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Straight up. No other way to put it. That is 100% fact.
He ceased to be a law-abiding citizen when he planned murder. Period. That's way back. That's way back when he was committed. So if he's committed because he's hearing voices and told people he's going to go and shoot up a government facility.
Well, legitimately, if we're going to go back that far, legitimately, he broke the law the moment that he decided to start planning this shit. Because just the sheer act of planning something like that means you're seriously thinking about it. You're taking it serious. This isn't just a thought in your head. This is something that you have now committed to.
So the thing with that is that, like, a writer plans a murder, and he does the research for the murder, and he knows how it would be accomplished, and or thinks he knows how it would be accomplished.
Yeah.
He's seriously thinking about a murder. You can't do thought crimes, but you can do. He loaded his gun with the intent of killing someone. He told them that he had intended to kill people. That's where I'm going with it. They knew. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't like guessing if he's going to do something wrong. He was all like, I'm going to kill some people. So, shockingly, he killed some people.
Yeah. So then it boils down to basically he just wasn't taken seriously. Period.
Serious enough for them to commit him.
But not serious enough to do anything about it.
Right, and that's committed, but he was released, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. This is the failure of the system.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that they took him seriously enough to commit him, but not serious enough to take any further measures.
Yeah. Oh, he's just feeling depressed.
Well.
Now there's a bunch of other people feeling depressed.
You're no kidding. And unfortunately, 18 people that ain't feeling anything anymore.
Well, their families are feeling depressed.
Well, I'm just saying, unfortunately for those people, the light switch has been turned off permanently.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, we're not going to find him alive.
Probably not.
Like, I can't imagine.
Now,
it's just going to be so convenient that we don't when we don't. It's like there's going to be no chance for him to say anything.
No, it's either he's going to do it himself or it's going to be suicide by cop at this point.
Yeah. He's going to do it himself, whether he does it himself or not.
Well, fair enough. He wants to die, and he wants to take people with him.
assuming that that's not bullshit to begin with.
Exactly.
Giving the benefit of the doubt to the sincerity of the situation.
Yeah, especially in my mind, because of like I was talking about the supposed list of things that he supposedly said on social media. That could be all fucking fabricated for all I know.
Right. It's nothing to hack a social media account, especially when they are completely open to letting the government do whatever the hell they want to with it. So depending on, you know, if someone wanted to hack it and who wanted to hack it. It's a really hard thing. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks all the way around. There's nothing else to it, but it sucks for everybody involved.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt there.
Well, I guess for everybody involved, but those who can use this situation to their advantage.
Well, dude, it even
not even a day. Didn't even take a day.
Yeah, it even sucks for the people like you and me who aren't necessarily a part of the situation, but we're on the outside looking in. It doesn't seem like we're getting the answers that we fucking really need. I mean, because right now, let's face it, everybody in the.
Oh, they're going to give us the answers that we need, just not necessarily the truth.
The ones we want, yeah.
Right.
And the one, yeah, like the big one that the big one I want to know is, for me, is there a chance that he could have somehow got back in Lewiston? Is there a possibility that there could be?
Of course there is.
He could find it again, you know?
Everything that every attempt they have had to find him has been a failure.
So far, yeah.
They spent the entire night searching that one area of Lisbon Falls, whatever.
Yeah, I watched
at 2 o'clock in the morning. At 2 o'clock in the morning or 1:30 in the morning, then they decided to search the Androscoggin. Well, if he had a boat ready and he went in the end. Oh yeah. He could have had a 4-wheeler ready at any place in time. He could have gone the actual, like we talked about, the power lines, like where it's cut away for the power lines. He could have used that as a route.
Absolutely.
There's so many ways he could have went from there, and he knew the area. He was also an experienced hunter and woodsman.
Yeah.
And like you said, we know that he's at least somewhat military trained.
Yeah.
So
and
why would we think that they're gonna catch him? And like I said, I was shocked for them to think he went home in the first place.
I'm rather surprised by that assumption too. I mean, I suppose it was inevitable they were going to end up there at some point, but...
Well, yeah, but when they're claiming that he's there, somebody's pretty sure that he's there. So the only reason that he would go home like that is if he wanted to die at home.
Yeah.
Right? Because where else would he go home? He's got every reason to go everywhere else but home, and no reason to go home unless he wants to die there, unless that's his last stand, and that's where his plan is.
Yeah. Is going down in a blaze of glory.
Right, and that's the other thing I was saying too. Like, if that was the plan, that he was going to go down in the blaze of glory, how come he didn't fire on him? He has rifles, he has a night scope. You know, there's too many questions, too many unacceptable non-answers.
Yeah, thank you. Non-answers, yes. Thank you. That's or as I used to put it, a non-denial denial.
Right. Plausible deniability.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing, especially when I live in the area that I do. I'm fucking 15, 20 minutes away from this entire fucking area.
Right, like we're about 20 miles away from where he gets that car, and that's, like I said, that's where I usually like to go walking. And here's another thing that I thought of last night that I don't know if you considered, but this dude's armed. He's killing people, right?
Yeah.
So he's not going to worry about obeying the laws, right? Where he ditched his car, right across the street from where he ditched his car, is a gun shop.
True.
He had access to all kinds of ammo, all kinds of other guns if he wanted to.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going with that.
It's just very strange. There's a lot of very strange things going on here.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
Now, if it does turn out to be just a snapped or whatever, we don't know how a person's gonna react when they snap. So we can't really make a prediction on that. But if they really snapped and they've lost it and they're hearing voices and all this other shit in their head, you would think that they would have a hard time with subterfuge.
Possibly.
I don't know, because if the voices are talking to him, usually they try to fight that shit, right?
Oh yeah, I know where you're going with that, but
just saying, it's
I don't know. I mean, that depends on I suppose. I mean, I suppose several factors would kind of play in there. People can go through some traumatic shit and either come out perfectly fine, or they're so fucked up that they just can't really live on their own.
Yeah, granted, but like, why now? Like, why?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, just when election period's coming up, and just when we need a distraction, blah blah blah. Why is it now of all times?
Yeah.
Why is it somebody that's as qualified as that's all of a sudden
fucking flipped his wig.
right? It's just now, maybe somebody, we're still in the realm of could be a conspiracy shit. Maybe somebody gave him something, slipped him a louie.
Yeah, okay.
It's just, I don't know, just too many variables. Just so strange. Just so strange. It's really hard to. Hard to just buy it on face value,
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything for sure. I'm just saying it's mighty weird.
Yeah, and of course, being of a rational mind myself, understanding that sometimes it's hard to get the full picture as the story is still unfolding. You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely is.
So,
but you shouldn't be running around making guesses at the story without having the facts either.
True.
Like
True.
we are. That's one thing because we're not reporting it as truth.
True. True.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
It'd be different
And
if
we're
like
not-
I'm saying this is fact.
And we're not.
You know?
Yeah, and we're not broadcasting that to millions of people. You know,
Right,
we're
and-
we're talking about this in a fucking live stream. You know, we're not. And also, we're not making the claim that any of this is fact. So
Right, we're saying we're going off the deep end, and
Yeah.
But this is all suspect because it's so easy to go off the deep end.
True.
That's all we're saying. We're not making a claim that this is fact. We're not reporting. We're not reporters. I'm not a reporter.
I'm about as far from that as you can get.
I just am an intelligent individual that recognizes suspicious behavior.
Exactly. Yep. That's. I couldn't put it any better. Thank you. Yep. That's exactly how I feel about the subject. Just,
Yeah, it's just too damn bad that all these innocent people
Yeah, for sure.
had to for real suffer what they're suffering, no matter what the
Yep.
cause is.
Exactly. Yeah.
No matter what the cause is. I'm fortunate that I didn't have any family involved and all that, and I don't want to in any way make anyone who did feel uncomfortable with my rambling. But still suspect.
Yeah. I mean. We got.
Timing results. They've been hunting for concealed carry ever since Mills got into office.
Oh, for sure.
So, and now they're bringing up concealed carry, that's one of the things that's making it really suspect, is because this dude, that's the one thing he didn't do. You know what I mean?
The one thing he did not do was use a handgun.
Well, I mean, he didn't conceal carry. Like, if it was concealed,
That's it. Yeah.
if this was all made possible because he concealed his weapon until too late for anybody to get away, then it would make sense to even suggest it. But
Yeah.
they're not suggesting something that he did. They're not suggesting, if you're in a insane asylum for any amount of time and claiming that you're gonna kill people, then you should automatically lose your gun rights. Otherwise, they already did, right?
Yeah.
So, but he didn't conceal carry. He didn't hide the fact that he had a gun. As we said, there's no hiding the fact that you're carrying a rifle.
Yeah. No.
Even if you're wearing a trench coat, it's mighty suspect if you're wearing a trench coat that's got a stiff leg. You know?
True. Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Like,
Yeah, I don't-
and the whole point of carrying concealed is to not raise suspicion. I mean, he certainly wasn't worried about that. So concealed carry had nothing to fucking do with it at all.
right. But that's what they're attacking because
Yeah, it
that,
should even be a
that's their
problem.
agenda.
Yeah, exactly. It's the agenda. So
If it wasn't their agenda, then I would be less likely to think that this is all suspicious. Suspect.
Yeah.
But they're not attacking carrying. They're not even attacking because they can attack. They already did attack the fucking AR-15 platform.
yeah,
So They don't need to do that. How is handguns in any way what was going on?
Yeah.
It's just another way of taking gun rights away. They want to repeal something that they had wanted to repeal since they got in, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the homeless problem's gone up and all these other problems have gone up since, you know, that party has been involved in the running of things. The prior party,
Yeah.
the homeless problem wasn't this. The gas prices weren't that. I mean, they had some high gas prices, but that's like national average gas prices, not, you know,
Yeah. Not inflation gas prices.
and not trying to force you into an electric vehicle gas prices.
True. Yeah, they're definitely, at least at the moment, seems to be a little bit of fuckery, for sure. Definitely
I love
hoping.
how you give them the benefit of the doubt by seeing a little bit. Because we both know that's just major fuckery going on.
Well, fair enough. Well,
Now,
know,
whether or not this situation is legitimate has nothing to do with the fact that they're using it guaranteed fuckery. You know what I mean? The guaranteed fuckery is them, no matter whether the situation is on the up and up or not, right?
True.
They would be employing that same fuckery no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, I think if I was saying if I don't get a definite commission for something else between now and Saturday, you know, I'll still be doing this Saturday, and the next stream will be the same thing. Be a fundraiser for the victims, because no matter what, that's honest, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would do whatever I could to alleviate, you know, their pain and their suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, that's the real unfortunate part. That is the suffering that these people's family are now going through. And
right, and the people that were there that survived, and the people who had, you know, relatives, loved ones, children, whatever, die or be injured in this process, there's not going to be any justice to them. That's the real sad thing, is that no matter what happens, there's not going to be any justice, because you can't unkill somebody.
Yeah.
You can't make it better. You can't untraumatize somebody that's been shot up.
Yeah.
You know, and children, to me, that's the worst part. The children were involved in the people that had nothing to do with anything. These are the people that shouldn't be the victims.
Yeah.
Turn this upside down because something about his head. Feels off. Let's see if that comes. Yeah, that's better. You go back to the software for a minute. Oh, I was gonna open my hand, but
Good buddy. Come on, good boy. This guy goes. Good bud. I could see this being a badass painting too. Right?
well, that's up to however much somebody wants to put into it.
Yeah,
Like,
with a nice,
This is
with a nice,
this really supposed to be a sketch, you know,
yeah.
and it's already gone beyond the sketch, but
Oh yeah.
it is more line work than serious drawing right now.
Nice New York City nighttime skyline behind him. I'm gonna say that because it took place in New York. The show took place in New York, so.
I don't know if there'd be too much in the background behind the wings. But yeah, a little bit, maybe. I think this is mostly just focused on him. And I could do it as a painting if somebody wanted to make it a larger commission, but I can't do a whole lot of gifting for fundraiser if it's going to be an entire painting every time, because most of the time that I do a painting like this, it takes me 20 streams to do it or something. And that's something I can't afford to give away, even though I'd love to be able to raise that kind of money.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's why I was thinking more towards sketches. I was going to actually do something smaller, but when they were like, Goliath from Gargoyles, I'm like, oh, he needs room. That's something I can do this quickly.
County 7, the list of under 6 will be headed with either car.
That's my
if you want to speak with.
it's my scanner app that you hear.
Yeah, let me.
Yep.
It was giving me an alert, so I figured I'd listen to it.
Yeah, it's not copyrighted material, so we shouldn't have to worry about it.
Luckily. Let's see, that is the Androscoggin County Sheriff's Department emergency line.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's what I was hearing when Mills was talking. He passed it off to Michael Shawshook, and then after that, he was all talking up the chief of police of Lewiston and all this other shit, and how they sacrificed all that shit from. And I'm thinking, wasn't it not that long ago that people were getting robbed and beaten in Lewiston by immigrants or not immigrants, refugees, and nobody would do anything about it?
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah, I heard
happened
about
right across the street from the police station.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure they're doing this because they care about you. Just like they cared about those people that were getting beaten and robbed right across the street from the police station.
Yeah.
Calling a spade a spade. You know.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a full painting of Goliath, dude. Full size like I did with Cthulhu.
Yeah.
That would be super fun. That would be big time fun. So if anyone's listening and they're interested, I'm interested, I would do it.
A lot of judges,
What?
Oh. There's Colin.
Hi.
Let's see. And just let out the worst sneeze he's ever had in his life. Like, well, welcome to my world.
I went past all the white. I yelled.
Can't wait to see where you end up going with that, with the like stained glass stuff.
Well, it's not stained glass. That's
That's more like the texture of the roof,
yeah, that's
like the tile
scale work on the roof. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's no way I would have time to do this to do stained glass, especially if I wasn't going to do it in color. You know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Way harder to represent good stained glass unless I guess I could do it with markers maybe, but
Yeah.
right now I'm just trying to get a good clean layout.
Yeah.
I'm already getting something not quite right because it should be even, but probably could help if I laid out where the ends are. But either way, this is not going to get completely done because I'm not going to stay here till 2 o'clock in the morning drawing this.
Don't blame you.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm done. Like I said, if I can get done, then I'm planning on Saturday. So I really wanted to mainly get Goliath lined up and done.
Yeah.
And the whole thing laid out. This isn't as important as the wings, but like as long as I'm doing it, I might as well go all the way. So I'm probably going to do some spindling on the cross, make it look different, so that it's like somebody had taken a lathe to it for the parts of it. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Just got here. So, that's a scanner again?
Yeah. Not that I think that they're going to figure out anything tonight, but who knows?
Oh, no, like I'm not saying anything about it. I was just asking. Because I heard it. Like,
yeah. Maybe they'll get lucky.
I kind of do want to color this. You do a lot more in color. Well, if I was going to color it, I wouldn't have to worry about doing a whole lot of line work and worry about where I'm marking out the heavy shades and rough shadows.
Yeah.
Because I just colored in darker values here, lighter values there.
Yeah.
So they're gonna probably close the shop tomorrow too.
No, I'm probably gonna go in, but we're gonna well, for one, I'm going armed. And number two, we're probably going to be keeping the shop locked, with the exception of course, we're only letting in appointments. So we're probably not going to. We're probably just going to be letting in our appointments, but we're probably not going to do any walk-ins or anything like that. At least until the situation changes.
Have you talked to Eric today?
No, I talked to him last night.
What's going on, Mark? Is he gone already? You gone already? I said, what's going on, Mark? And I was like, is he gone already?
Oh. I don't know.
Me neither. So do you want to stream with me Saturday when I finish this up? Or try to finish this up?
Yeah, I could probably do that. Let's see why not at this point. I don't have anything going on, so. Oh, Mark is still here, just trying to cool off and maybe rest.
Oh, cool. He has a hard time being able to get the space and thinking going to write. Brain tired by the time he gets any time.
Yeah.
Does Derek have any plans to do anything to help out there, like what I'm doing?
Uh,
Does Eric have any plans to do anything for the victims' benefit?
not that he's expressed yet. He may
Well,
though.
tell him if he's interested in doing that, then I'll advertise it on stream. Like, I don't know how the reach will be, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely put it out there if he wants to do that.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
put a
well-
link to his shop too. So
Yeah, I'll see what he's got to say, and I'll let you know.
more than likely, my guess is he will let you, but he won't do it. You know, like he won't.
You're right about that.
He won't make a game plan, but he won't mind you doing it.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to do discounted tattoos or something. So yeah, if that benefits them, then I will help. I will put it up there.
Well, Rich, I guess I'm gonna have to jump on out of here. I can get some rest. I'm take the dog out. So.
Well, that's my plan. I'm just finishing this. And I've got pretty much most of it laid out. So once I finish this part, then that's my plan. I'm going to shut down the stream and pick it up again Saturday and finish this and maybe get another sketch or something.
All right, man. Yeah. Go ahead and just plan on me being on the Saturday stream. I'll be there.
All right, cool. Like I said, if you guys are going to do anything benefit-wise or do any deals or whatever, let me know,
Okay.
and I'll put it in the information box in the stream, so that it'll be there permanently, and whatever links to the shop that you want to.
I'll talk to Eric about it, and I'll probably get back to you sometime tomorrow.
All right, man. Well, thanks
All
for
right,
staying
brother.
with me.
No problem. And you stay safe, bub.
Yeah, you stay safe. You're in a more dangerous area than I am.
Yeah, fair enough. But
Nah, if you need me, you know how to get a hold of me.
absolutely. Likewise. You have a great rest of the evening, man.
Yeah, yeah. Have a great morning.
Yeah. Later.
Yep.
What do you want? What do you want?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see if I can keep the back of this step.
What do you want? Papa?
3.5 hours and I'm not done.
What is beautiful?
All right, so that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks, Mark. It's a layout. Goliath's pretty much set up. I've got a little bit to do on the wings. We're in my bleed section, so, and then I've got a little bit to line up here, and then all that after that is all the lighting. So I'm going to end this here, and I'll pick it up Saturday. Everyone that has watched and watched the whole time, thank you. If you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe so that we know to do more of it. This is a fundraiser. Next Saturday is probably going to be a fundraiser too, anything to help out the victims of the shooting. And good night. God bless. Lots of love.